Hi, this is Circus Fit. I'm Kerri, and thank you for joining me for yoga strength and stretch. Start laying on your back. Bring your knees into your chest and just rock and roll forward and back a few times. So think about rounding your spine as much as you can, and even think about trying to get a little massage into the muscles on either side of your spine as you roll. Then lay onto your back with your knees up. Squeeze your knees together and bring your arms out to the side and start bringing your knees over to the right and over to the left. Keep your knees together. So already this is a core exercise. Squeeze those legs together and just bring your knees more to the left, more to the right. You might go all the way down to the floor, or you might not. Couple more times. If you need to, you can use your arms on the floor, pressing against the floor to help you lift and lower your knees. Last time each side. Then bring your knees to your chest again. Rock and roll forward and back again. Come all the way up, cross your feet, and come forward onto all fours. We're going to warm up our wrists here. So plant your hands down under your shoulders, spread your fingers, and just lift your palms up and down, palm push-ups. Bringing as much weight into your hands as feels comfortable. Starting to warm up the muscles that support the wrists. And then turn your hands backwards, fingers backwards, and then do a little sideways looking back towards your booty in the back, getting a little stretch. Turn your palms forwards and do some cat-cow, arching and rounding. And when you're ready, you can turn that into a disco kitty, working it around and around, getting all the spots, warming them up. Come the other way. And let's bring it down into a forearm fold. So you can have your hands down or your fingers clasped. Step back into a plank pose, feet together, and zip up through the midline. Draw the shoulders down and think of bringing energy up from the bottoms of your feet, through the middle of the legs, through the perineum, up through the spine, and lengthen the back of your neck. Now come forward and back with your ankles. Making some movement here. Shoulders down, bellies in, ribs in, hips nice and low. And now start bringing your hips side to side. Active twist here. Being right and left, right and left. It's okay if your hips don't come close to the floor. It's okay if they do. Really squeezing up through the midline and having this nice dip side to side. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees down exactly under where they are. Keep your elbows where they are and stretch your hips up and back for cat stretch. Reach your arms forward. Drop your shoulders down towards the mat. Really sink and reach into this stretch. So it's not a passive stretch, but it's not forced. We're lifting the hips up and back. Think of lengthening through the spine and dropping the shoulders down. Now start to walk the hands back towards the knees, sit back onto your feet, and give yourself a little side bend, or maybe a twist in one direction. If you want, you can bring your hands behind you and arch your chest up towards the sky. Just get a little free movement in this position. Walk your hands forward to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Lift those hips up high and spread your fingers. Now shrug your shoulders up and down. Your shoulders are going up towards your ears and then down away from your ears. Up and down a few more times. Thinking of keeping your elbows straight, lifting through your hips and dropping through your ankles. Now pull your belly in. Round your spine as you come forward into plank pose. Straighten your spine, bend your knees, press back to downward facing dog. Round your spine, lift your heels, come forward to plank, straighten out, and then bend your knees, press back to downward facing dog. Let's do that a few more times, really warming up the body, starting to engage the muscles and rippling through. Let's do one more of those. And then we'll stay in plank pose here. Drop the heels back, shoulders down, and then shrug the shoulders together and apart. Shoulder blades together and apart. If this is a little bit too much for you right now, bring your knees down. Take a little of the weight away. It's okay. Elbows stay straight. Shrug your shoulders together and apart for 2 more. Last one. Now bend your elbows, come all the way down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra lift. Exhale down. 2 more like that. Inhale, cobra lift. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, cobra lift. Now hold it here. Breathe as you roll your shoulders back. Great. Now lift your legs up. Reach your fingers back and lift everything nice and high. Shake your head no, or maybe a little serpentine neck side to side to make sure your neck isn't tight. We're using a lot of back body muscles and core muscles here, but we don't need to tighten our neck. Reaching the fingers. Drop down, bring the hands under the shoulders, press back, child's pose to downward facing dog. Now we're gonna ripple forward. So we're gonna inhale here, exhale, lift those hips up high. As we inhale, bend the elbows, come through a cobra, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Pull the belly in. Inhale, bend the elbows in, coming through chaturanga or cobra. Inhale, exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Bend those elbows. Inhale, exhale, press back. Initiating with the belly button, pulling in. Inhale, exhale, pressing back. Pull the belly in. One more time. Here we go. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. My suggestion is to widen your feet, wider than your mat. Stick your booty out, lift your sitting bones up, and press back into a shoulder stretch, upper back stretch. So your chest is reaching towards between your legs, pressing through all 10 fingers. Reach those heels to the floor and lift that booty up towards the sky. If your ribs arch a little here, it's okay. Make it feel really good. And then slowly walk your feet towards each other and towards the front of your mat. Inhale here, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Knees can be bent. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Hang out here with a rag doll for a couple moments. Shake your head. If you want, hold your elbows. And then slowly release your arms. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time to standing. At the top, roll your shoulders back. Breathe a couple breaths, palms forward, and feel your body. Okay, now let's get a little bit more juicy. Spread your feet a little wider than your mat, bend your knees, and take your hips in a big circle. So you can really bend your knees and think about the place where your legs meet your pelvis. And go the other way. Nice and juicy. Moving around through the legs, through the hips, through the second chakra. Take a little side to side bend. One of my favorite stretches, if you know me. A little side to side, starting to open up through the side body. And then bring your feet underneath your hips. Inhale, draw your arms up, shoulders down, neck released. Exhale, drop your arms forward in big circles. Bending your knees as you drop your arms forward. If you want, you can take a little heel lift at the top as you bring your arms up and over. Now take that into a swimmer, forward. Bend your knees and go a little bit faster here. Get some speed. Draw everything up. Inhale to the net, everything backwards. Here we go. Swinging backward, bending the knees, pull the belly in. Really feel your legs starting to work. Feel your arms opening. If you want, you can start to lift your heels as you reach your arms up and straighten through your knees. 3 more. 2, 1, and take it back. Swimmers back. Bend your knees, stabilize your hips. Swim it nice and fast. everything. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Draw the energy, ground it down. Energy up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale up. Exhale, plant the hands down. Walk or jump your feet back for plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press it back. 2 breaths. Spread through the fingers. Ground through the shoulders. Lift through the hips. Drop through the heels and breathe 1 big breath into your ribs. Now come forward into plank pose. Draw your shoulders back and do some push-ups, some chaturanga push-ups. Drawing the elbows in towards the ribs. Breathing, inhaling down, exhaling up. Inhale down, exhale up. Keep going. So when you need to, bring your knees down and continue the push-ups. We're gonna go for a few more moments here. So if you need to take a little break, just push your hips back for a moment. Come back to your push-ups. Elbows in. If these feel hard, just do half push-ups. Bend your elbows just a little bit. Let's do a few more of these. 3, 2. Last one. Now press it back. Draw your hips back to a quick child pose and then roll up to sitting on your knees. Bring your hands behind you. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the hips up to modified camel. Inhale, drop the hips. Big breath. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, big breath. Drop the hips. Exhale, lift up and hold it here. Open through the fronts of the shoulders. Press those hips up high. Use the backs of the legs and the booty to lift your hips. Open through the fronts of your shoulders and breathe into your whole front body. 1 more breath. Drop your hips down. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and step or jump your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana, draw your arms up towards the sky. Exhale here. Inhale, lift it on up, straighten the knees. Exhale, make a fist and pull your elbows back. Utkatasana. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 5 more. Strong body. Last one. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, hold your elbows. Reach your elbows up and back. Pull the belly in. Ground through your feet. Find that midline of the body. Now inhale, draw the elbows up and back. Exhale, up and over to the right. Inhale, up through the middle. Ribs lift up. Exhale, over to the left. Elbows reach up and back. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, right. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, left. 1 more each side. Inhale, lift those ribs higher on both sides. Exhale. Inhale, elbows reach up and back, belly in. Exhale to the left. Inhale up, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms down to the sides. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, sweeping forward. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, hands down, step or jump back to plank and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Get nice and long. Fill your body with breath and life. Now come forward to plank pose. Drop your knees down and walk your hands wider than your mat. From here, come back into plank, tuck your toes if you can, and do some wide arm push-ups. Inhaling down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Again, when you reach your edge, bring your knees down. You might start with your knees down and do them all that way. It's totally fine. Try and keep your ribs nice and in, and try not to stick your booty out or arch in any kind of weird positions. Again, if you just bend your elbows a tiny bit and up, if you're a beginner, that's totally fine. Bending and straight. Bend and straight. Keep going. Inhaling down, exhaling up. 3 more. 2, 1. Bend your knees, sit back onto your heels for another modified camel. Draw your hands back. Inhale here, pull your breath. Exhale, lift those hips. Inhale, drop the hips. Exhale, lift. Use the backs of the legs to lift those hips. Inhale down. Exhale, lift and hold for 5 breaths. Lift the hips, open through the shoulders. Active pose. One more deep breath, inhale. Exhale, drop the hips down. Walk your hands forward, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Open it up. Again, if you want to widen your legs, if you liked that, to get a little bit more lift through your pelvis, a little more opening through your legs, that's fine. Now look between your hands, step or jump your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Utkatasana. Drop the hips, draw the arms up. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, this time make a fist. Arms out to the sides in Utkatasana. Inhale, lift, reach. Exhale, arms out. Inhale, lift and reach. You can bring your elbows all the way down if you want. Three more of these. Here we go. Last one. This time we stay in Utkatasana. Bring the elbows up. Make our cactus arms. Open the hands. Relax. Inhale here. Exhale. Press the hands down. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Press. Bend those knees. Drop the hips back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Breathing. Exhale, press. 5 more of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Everything lifts. Inhale. Straighten the knees. Open up. Take a little back bend if you want. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway forward. Exhale, place the hands down, step or jump back through your vinyasa. Exhaling down, inhaling lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, from this downward dog, walk your feet together and zip up through that midline again. Press your heels down, lift through the arches of your foot, zip up through the legs, 2 legs equal 1. Lift the sitting bones and press the arms back, armpits back towards your feet. So nice and long line. Pull the belly in and pull the ribs in. Now inhale, bend your knees, exhale, straighten your knees a few times. As you bend your knees, press more into your whole hand in order to lengthen your body and lift. So don't come forward when you bend your knees. Keep your shoulders long, as if you're going to pounce on something, you're a wild animal. Inhaling, bend your knees. Exhale, straight. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Now inhale, bend your knees. Lift through your hips as if they're suspended back behind you. Straighten through your elbows. Look forward between your hands. Inhale here, and exhale, jump your feet forward. Coming to a Gargoyle Squat. Inhale, lift your heels, knees together, Gargoyle Squat. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, bend your knees. If you want, you can take a little lift, a little balance. Exhale, straight, ankles together. Inhale, bend your knees, hold it here, and look for a little balance. You can make your arms move around. Now we're gonna do Gargoyle Lion's Breath. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, stick out the tongue. 2 more like that. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, stick out the tongue, bug the eyes. One more time. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale. Reach the arms forward. Drop the hips back. Roll onto your back. Yeah, you get to lay down. Not for long. Lay onto your back. Hands behind the head. Start your bicycle twists. So reaching opposite elbow, opposite knee. Super easy. Again, think about the midline here. So as your legs pass by each other, zip up and find the connection between your legs. Reaching super long. Do a few more of these. You can do them as fast or as slow as you'd like. And then we're going to add on. So if you can't make it through this whole ab sequence, take rest when you need, and then you'll work up to it. It's not going to be too long. Let's do a few more of these. Now come to the midline here. So your legs are in tabletop. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Exhale, drop the pelvis, left elbow to right knee into a bicycle twist. Inhale, come to the middle, lift the pelvis. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale to the middle, lift the pelvis. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Exhale, twist. Inhale, knees together, lift the pelvis. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Knees together. Exhale, twist. Elbow to knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Now our goal is to keep the shoulder blades off the floor at all times. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. We're going to do 3 more each side. You got this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Last one each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Take it back to the middle and see if you can bring your knees towards your forehead. Use your hands if you need for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Take your feet nice and wide. Take a little opening stretch, bringing one knee forward and the other knee forward. Bring your knees to your chest. Roll forward and back. Cross your ankles. Plant your hands down. Step back into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga, coming through your vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Press long through your dog. So now we're going to take those knee bends again, and we're going to add on if you're ready. You can walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands if it feels good. Bring your feet together, open through your shoulders. So don't come forward with your shoulders. Find that opening. Use the backs of your shoulders to lengthen. Lift your hips up high and start to bend and straighten your knees. Remember, pressing long through your shoulders as you bend. So now if you want to add on, you can start to bend your knees and jump, tuck, jump up. So you're thinking about kicking your heels towards your booty and looking back towards the back of your mat. And you can just do bend and straight here, or a few more tuck jumps. Come back to downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. If you need to rest in child's pose for a moment, that's okay. If not, lengthen your dog. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift the right leg, keep the hips square. Flex your right foot and aim your toes toward the floor. Now inhale, open the hip, lift it up. Exhale, square it out. Inhale, lift the hip, open the toes up towards the sky. Exhale, square it out. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, square. Inhale here, reach the foot back like you're reaching towards the wall behind you. Exhale, plank pose, right knee to your nose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to your nose. Plank pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to your nose. Hold it here for 3 if you need. Bring your foot down. 2, 1. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, step the right foot between your hands for cat-cow lunges. Up onto your fingertips, inhale forward, drop the hips, lift the heart, exhale, pressing back. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart, exhale back. Juice it up, you guys. Inhale, drop the hips, lift the heart forward, exhale back. Coming down, drop the back knee, inhale, lift everything up, exhale down. Tuck the toes. Come up into high lunge, so reach the arms up over your head, bend the back knee a little bit, and hover here. If you want, hold your elbows, reaching everything back. Think of scissoring the inner thighs towards each other. If you want, also, you can test your balance by starting to roll your arms back or your shoulders and forward. Now interlace your fingers behind your back, straighten your back leg, and reach long through your chest. Come halfway diagonally forward and start to flex and point your back ankle. So you're reaching forward and back in space. Diagonal body, so you really feel a line between your back heel and the top of your head. Next, inhale, flies your arms up. Straighten your front knee, squaring your hips, draw the right hip back. And then exhale, interlace your fingers again behind your back. Bend the front knee. Inhale, bend the back knee. Exhale, straighten it. 3 more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Fly the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up for easy twist. Twinkling the fingers, relaxing the neck. Strong back leg. And if you can, press more into the right front leg and try to lift some weight out of your left fingers. 2 more breaths. Right hand comes down, step back plank pose and hold it here. Shift your weight into your left hand and bring your ankles towards the left. Lift the right arm up for side plank. You can stack that right foot on top of the left or keep it in front. 2 more breaths here. Press through your whole left hand. Spread through your wings. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, put your right hand down. Move through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Moving through for the left side. Inhale, left leg lifts, square it off. Left toes down, left hip reaching down. Now inhale, open the hip. Exhale, close and drop. Inhale, open. Exhale, close and drop. Inhale, open. Exhale, close and drop. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to your nose, plank pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plank pose, knee to your nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to your nose and hold it here for 3. Foot could come down. 2. 1. Inhale, lift it back. Exhale, step the left foot between your hands for cat-cow lunges up to your fingertips. Inhale, forward. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, forward, drop the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, back. Left hip draws back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, left hip draws back. Inhale, forward, bend the back knee. Fly the arms up. Hands come down. Tuck the back toes. Come into your nice, solid, high lunge. Bringing the arms up. Doing what you want with your arms. Hold the elbows or take some swimmers. You can bend the back knee here. Think of scissoring your inner thighs towards each other. Yeah. On your next exhale, interlace the hands behind your back again. Come halfway forward, diagonally forward. Make that long line between the back heel and the top of your head. And start to point and flex your back ankle, reaching your whole body forward and back. Good work here. Breathing deeply. Think about taking off, like you're a wild animal about to take off for a hunt. Fly your arms up, inhale. Straighten through your front leg, right hip reaches forward, left hip back. On your next exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back again. Bend your front knee and bend and straighten your back knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. One more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straight. Fly your arms up. And exhale, right hand comes down, left arm up for easy twist. Long, strong back leg. And if you can, put more weight into your left foot and start to lift the right fingers up. 2 more breaths. Left hand plants down, both hands down, step back, plank pose, hold there. Bring all the weight onto your right hand, bring your heels towards the right for side plank Vashisthasana. Stack your feet or leave your left foot in front. If you need, you can bring an elbow down or knee down here. 2 more breaths. Row your wings. Next exhale, move through your vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to your nose, plank pose. Yep, we're doing it again. Inhale, right leg lifts, kick it back. Exhale, plank, right knee to your nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, forward, step your right foot between your hands. Come to high lunge. Now bend your back knee here, bring your arms out to the side, and just imagine that your pelvis is on a table and it's sliding forward and back. So start to feel the weight shift forward and back. Now you can experiment with your arms going wherever you want here. I'm going to bring them to my waist for now, and then I'm going to step forward onto my right foot. Lift my left knee up, drop the hip, flex the left toes. Inhale here. Inhale, step back. Exhale, step up. We're going to do a few of these step ups. Thinking of stepping strong onto that right leg, straightening the leg every time. Lift through the sitting bones, like you're stepping forward into your life. Every moment is a chance to step forward into your life from where you are now, with wobbles, with open-hearted warrior compassion. One more here. Stop here at the top. Bring the arms out to the sides and see if you can lift your right heel a few times. Imagine you're pressing on the air on either sides. Draw the arms up, lift everything tall. Inhale here, exhale, step back into your high lunge and take a twist. So you can take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee, bring your hands together in prayer and take a twist. Strong back knee, straight back knee. If you want to, you can come back to your easy twist. 1/3 option is to lift both arms off, out to the sides. 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Strong breath. Now we're going to try a little bit of a harder transition into side plank. Left hand plants down to the inside of your right foot. Start to bring your weight into your hand, lift your hips a little bit, and turn onto the outside of the left foot. Be very careful, walk your right foot back, and come into side plank here. Now we're going to take some dips. Left hip dips down and up a few times in side plank. Last one. If you can, lift that right leg up for a couple more breaths. Now keep that right leg lifted, the top leg lifted, and come into plank pose. Right hand comes down. Shift the weight onto the right hand and bring the weight onto the inside of the left foot. Bend the right knee and come into side plank on the right side with your right knee bent, your left foot down. From here, plant your left hand down, keep that right leg lifted, hop your left foot towards your hands, kick the right leg up into like a modified standing splits, like a 3-legged dog, and then bend, drop and lift your right leg. So we're kicking back. Right leg kicks back and back. Straight leg, pointed toe. Think about kicking back into splits. For 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. If you want, take a couple little jumps towards handstand. And then when you're ready, move through your vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Moving to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, forward knee to your nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, step the left foot forward between your hands. Come into high lunge. Bend your back knee. Take your arms wherever you want to go and take that little forward and back, like you're sliding your pelvis forward and back. Your head stays at the same level. Really using the weight shift in your legs. Now take your hands wherever you want and start your step-ups. Woo! Back and forward, keeping those hips nice and square. As you step up onto that left leg, lift through the sitting bones, straighten through and feel a length through the front and back of your leg. Two more. Last one. Here we go. Lift it up. Bring the arms out. Imagine you're pressing down on the air and little lifts through the standing heel. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, step back. Reach a nice long line and take your twist. Right elbow to the left, outside of the left knee. Take your twist that way. Or you can come to your easy twist, right hand down, or lift it up, reaching arms out to the sides. 3 more breaths. Straighten the back knee, long, strong leg. Now let's get ready to make that transition into side plank. Right hand comes down, bring the weight onto the right hand. Start to bring the weight onto the outside of the right foot and step the left foot back into side plank. Take some dips. Right hip comes down and up, down and up. You can always take that left foot in front. You can always bring a knee down. You can always bring an elbow down. 2 more. Now at the top here, stay here and see if you can suspend that left top leg up for a couple breaths. Now keep that left foot off the floor. Left hand comes down through plank pose. Turn to the inside of the right foot. Left leg kicks forward as the right arm lifts up. Left toe is towards the right knee. From here, come back through plank. Jump your right foot in just a little bit. Kick your left leg up and start your kicks to the back. Sweeping movement. One more. Now lift it up, look between your hands, and if you want, you can take a couple little jumps towards handstand. When you're ready, meet me in down dog, so move through your vinyasa. Here we are in down dog, take a couple more breaths. Look between your hands, exhale, bend your knees, jump forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, reach your arms up. Interlace your fingers, spin your backs of your hands upwards. Come halfway forward and reach your hips back and your arms forward for 3, 2, 1. Everything lifts up. Take a little arch back. Exhale, prayer to your heart. Walking our feet a little bit wider than our mats. My feet are at a 45-degree angle out. And as I bend my knees, I'm thinking of externally rotating my legs from the hips so that my knees go over my toes. So the motion that I'm doing is like this opening, knees back, thinking of my pelvis opening forward, my inner thighs presenting themselves forward. So I'm using the backs of my legs, my inner thighs, everything's really working hard here. My back stays nice and straight. We're gonna do a few more of these. If you wanna explore where your arms go, so remember, your legs are working hard, your core is working hard, and your arms are free to express. So maybe you wanna do some kind of movement with your arms. And you're thinking about all kinds of things at the same time, but you're nice and relaxed. You're breathing. Each time you bend and straighten your knees, you're thinking about externally rotating from the hip. Let's do 5 more. Last one. Stand up, bring your arms out to the side, bend your knees, and hug a tree. We're gonna stay here for 10 breaths. You got it. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck, drop your hips, press into your feet, reach your knees out and back, open through the front of the pelvis, the inner thighs. We're already halfway there. Two more breaths. Inhale, lifts you up. Step your feet together. Bend your knees and move it around. Close your eyes, feel your body, and make your way into stillness. Breathe and feel. So good. Okay, moving into the stretch portion. Let's get down to the floor. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold, sweep it down. Take some really good breaths in here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back, plank pose to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Open your hip, bend your knee, let it feel kind of good. Arch your spine a little bit, maybe even look up. Straighten your right leg, inhale. Exhale, step to the outside of the right hand for circle of life lizard. So we're gonna come up onto our fingertips. Our right leg is turned out, toes are out, knee is out. And we're gonna try and arch our chest through our arms. So if you're not as flexible as me, take some blocks under your hands and lift them up as high as they need to go so that you can really draw your chest through your arms. A lot of people are really hunched in this position. Chest through the arms, through a whole, think of a back bend here. The back knee is really long and straight and the hips are dropping down. Let's breathe here. This is a really great place to exhale through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. One more inhale. And on the exhale, bend the back knee to the floor. We're coming into luxurious lizard. So here you can take some circles with your hips, or maybe just a side to side, or maybe you're feeling already pretty open and good and you can drop down to your elbows. You can bring your blocks under your elbows if you need, and just move it around. Take some exhales with sound, some personal didgeridoo, closing your mouth and vibrating your exhale down through your body to release your hips. If you want more and add the quad stretch, you can bring your left hand down, right arm reaches back for your back foot, bend your knee towards your booty, and be careful that your hips didn't draw back, so drop your hips forward and take a little luxurious stretch here. 2 more breaths. If this one doesn't work for you, you feel like you're struggling, don't struggle. Let go of your foot and just come back into your lizard. It's not about how it looks, it's about how it feels. Now walk our hands up. We're gonna walk our right foot in onto our mat a little bit here and turn into spider lunge. So we're externally rotating and sitting and facing the left side of our mat. And we can come a little bit side to side here, walking through your hands. So if you're not super flexible in this, just go as low as you want. Use your hands to help you go side to side. You can also just stay in one side if it feels really good. If you've done this a lot, you can explore lifting your arms and doing all kinds of motions here, back and forth, One more time. Really opening up through here, through the hips. And now straighten your legs, draw your toes, walk your feet a little closer together, draw your toes in, heels out, and moving into a wide leg forward fold. Bringing the hands to the outside of the heels, bringing the top of head towards the floor. Press into the whole foot. And now take a few breaths here to explore this pose. So you might want to bring both hands to one ankle and both hands to the other ankle. You might want to kind of bend and straighten your knees or move your hips around. If you want to do a headstand, that's fine with me. You might want to take one hand to the floor and twist. Explore what feels good here. Think of moving as a massage to open up through the legs and hips. One other option is interlacing your fingers behind your back and opening your arms up and over towards the floor behind you. Last breath. Come up onto your fingertips. Stand, bring your hands to your waist and stand all the way up. Turn your right toes forward and let's come into a little triangle pose. Drop the hips back towards your back foot, arms out, and reach your right arm down, your left arm up. Open up through the chest, bring your left back arm behind your back and reach towards for your right thigh here and open your chest up towards the sky. Bringing as much weight into the bottom hand as you need. Take a couple breaths. Now inhale, right arm, left arm lifts up. Plant your hands to either side of your right foot. Square off again, lift your back heel, and bring the left knee down for low lunge. So we're going to bring the hands down, drop the chin, and drop the left hip down. Pull the belly in. Walk your hands up to your right knee. If you want, you can bring your arms up and back. Take a nice little back bend feeling here. Left hip forward, right hip back. One more deep breath. And then hands plant down, half splits. Keep your feet and your knees exactly where they are. Just flex your right toes up. Here you can wag your tail a little, drawing your hips side to side. Really stretch forward. And then come back into your low lunge one more time. Take your arms up. If you want to go into splits here, that's fine with me. Reach your arms up and back. One more breath. Inhale here, and then exhale, hands down. Just step your right knee back. Move it around a little bit, do some disco kitty. Tuck your toes, coming to downward facing dog for the left side. Left leg lifts, open the hip. You can reach back a little bit and arching your spine a little bit. Do what feels good here. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, step to the outside of your left hand for Circle of Life Lizard. So you might want to take your blocks, you might want to go as high as they go, under your hands, so that you can reach your chest through your arms and really feel like a lion being ready to roar. Straighten through the back knee and drop the hips. Straighten through the back knee and drop the hips. Lift the chest for 2 more breaths. One more inhale, strong pose. Exhale, drop the back knee down. Take your hips side to side, or maybe in circles, or maybe whenever you're ready, you can walk your elbows down onto the mat or onto the block. You can even use the block to rest your head on. Take a few breaths here. If you want to add the quad stretch, you can reach your right hand down, your left arm reaches back towards your foot. Don't forget to draw your hips forward as you do that, as you draw your heel towards your booty. You can take a little twisting arch, feels so good. Remember, if this doesn't work for you, don't do it. If there's anything that I can tell you right now, is that if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. We're learning how to feel our bodies, bring empowerment to our bodies, strength and stretch to feel open, to feel creative, to feel empowered, to do whatever we want in our lives. Let's walk our hands up, step your left foot more towards the middle of your mat, and turn towards the right side of your mat. So you're externally rotated on both sides. Back to your Spider-Man lunge, side to side, just a couple times each side. Or maybe you want to kind of hang out in one and kind of move around a little bit. Yeah. So now let's take another Prasarita. Nice wide leg forward fold, toes in, heels out. We're going to stay here for just a few moments. And you can think about moving your hips side to side a little bit here. We're going to start to widen our feet. Really think about lifting your sitting bones and tucking and feeling like as much movement as you can in your spine. We're going to come into a froggy stretch. So bending your knees down to the floor, flex your feet as if there's a wall behind you and your feet are pressed against it, and start to slide your knees apart, bringing your pubic bone towards the floor between your knees. So check it out. Look back and see if your hips are way far back or way far forward. And see if you can bring your hips right between your knees. And then from there, you can rest onto your elbows if you want. From there, take a little bit of movement forward and back, maybe even a side to side if that feels good. Massage into this pose and take some deep breaths. This is a really intense stretch. You might even want to inhale and exhale with a ribbit. Inhale, exhale with a ribbit. Inhale, exhale with a ribbit. Never have to take anything too seriously. Life is full of gifts. Last inhale, exhale with a ribbit. So my suggestion to get out of this pose is to just draw your hips forward till they can touch the floor, and then slowly walk your knees in behind you. Might as well lay down here for a moment. Shake your booty side to side. And let's come back up. Spread our feet back onto our mat. Stand up. And turn your left toes forward for our triangle. So the hips reach back towards the back foot, arms out, left arm reaches down towards the leg. You don't have to go super far down here because we're really focusing on opening through the chest and the back. So let's bring the right arm up and back behind you. And if you can grab towards your left thigh or your shirt, that's great. From here, put a little more weight into your left hand and open your chest up towards the sky, opening your right shoulder, right chest. Spiraling through your spine. 2 more breaths. Release that. Bring both hands down on either side of your front foot. Square it off, lift the back heel, and then bend the back knee down for low lunge. Bringing your hands to the floor. Drop your hips low and drop your chin. Take a couple breaths here. Pull the belly in, drop the hips low. Let the head go. Drop the hips low, pull the belly in. And breathe. Now walk the hands up to the knee. Push the right hip forward. If you want, you can take a half or 2 arms into a nice little back bend, or keep your hands to your knee if you need support. 1 more breath. Hands down for half split. Just straighten the front knee. Flex the foot, and then you can wag your tail side to side. And feel the back of your left leg opening. Feel the tightness or feel the openness, whatever you feel. Let it be wonderful. Settle into a pose that feels good and take a couple breaths there. Make sure your neck is relaxed. 1 more breath. Come back forward into your low lunge. Draw the arms up. This is where you can take your split if you'd like. Lift through the chest. Arms can reach out, maybe open up through the chest. Why not? Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Step your left knee back into cat-cow. Take a little disco kitty. Move it on out. Maybe you even want to sit back and lift your knees or lift your hips. Mush it around a little bit. Maybe get a little bit juicy in your lower spine and your hips. Feels real good. And come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, come all the way down to the floor. So we're going to stretch our shoulders just a little bit. If you need to pause in order to stretch longer, that's fine with me. We're going to do this cactus stretch. So think of your elbows coming straight out from your shoulders, not too far down. This is the mistake I see people make all the time. Elbows straight out from the shoulders, like a cactus. We'll start with the right side, pressing the right arm into the floor, left hand under the shoulder, and open up. Left foot comes towards the right elbow. So think of the right shoulder pressing down towards the floor as you open up the left chest. So you should feel this in the front of your right shoulder, the pectoralis area. You can work on straightening your right arm. It might feel a little bit easier and nicer to do it that way, but just explore. And moving over to the second side, left arm, elbow out, fingers up, opening up, left arm shoulder into the floor, opening up through the right chest. This should feel great. Come back to the middle, push up onto your knees, and come for your cat stretch. So we're going to stretch the lats here. We might want to take your blocks nearby. You can take your elbows in towards the midline, lift your hips up and back. So don't sit your hips back like a child's pose. Walk your knees back and lift your hips up, bringing your palms up, your elbows in, and your armpits and chest towards the floor. Here you can choose to round your spine in order to get just a shoulder stretch, or to arch your spine in order to get the stretch through your whole body. One variation can be to bring your elbows up onto the block if you want a little bit more, or if your face is getting smushed into the floor, you can bring your elbows up and then drop your head down between your arms. Take 2 more breaths. Woo, come on out of that. I suggest spending a lot of time in that pose throughout your days. Okay, starting to finish up here. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that right knee forward for pigeon. Yeah. Flex the right foot. Settle in. See if you can get your right booty on the floor and your left hip nice and squared towards the floor. If you need, you can take a block under your right booty in order to get comfortable in this pose so that you're not open like this. You want to be squared off with your back knee towards the floor. And then settle in. Take some inhales and exhales. Move it around, or maybe just relax. Three more breaths. Walk it up. Again, you can always pause the video and stay longer here. Tuck the back toes, step back to downward dog. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, step it forward for pigeon on the left side. Flex the left foot at the ankle. Try and bring that left booty down and the right hip forward, right knee down towards the floor. So you're square here. Bringing a block under your left hip if you need. Moving it around and get into your stretch. Ooh. Yeah, making some noises here. Whoa. You know, if it feels really intense, let it out. Express with breath, express with sound. more full breath. All right, coming on up. Step it on back. Lay onto your belly. Reach your fingers back towards your feet. Lift everything up. Reach long. Relax your head. Serpentine your neck side to side. Lift up high. One more breath. And relax it down. Bring your head to the side. Shake your booty side to side. Woo woo. 3. Okay, for the second round, you can either do the same thing again, or if you're ready to move on, you can do bow pulling pose, bending your knees, hold onto your ankles. Inhale, lift everything up. Lift your knees, kick your feet into your hands, and lift everything up. 2 more breaths. Open through your chest. Smile. Let everything down. Exhale. Bring your head to the other side and shift your hips side to side. Hands come under the shoulders. Press back. And we're going to make our way into laying onto our back. So if you want, you can go to your downward dog. You can jump your feet forward, or you can just make your way onto your back. However you can. We're going to move into bridge. So have your block handy. Take your block between your thighs. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. I see a lot of wonky feet when we're doing bridges. So just bring your feet hip width apart, squeeze your block, walk your booty towards your ankles, and then press up. From here, walk your shoulders underneath, interlace your fingers behind your back, and then use that. Push your hands into the floor, lift and arch your chest up, squeeze the block, and press your hips up high. So you're using your legs and your back to press open through the front body. Press, squeeze the block, lift the hips up high. 2 more breaths. Notice your feet, press into the whole foot equally. And draw it down. Take a little break, release your block, widen your feet, take your knees in. We're gonna do this again, or if you want to move into full wheel, you can do that. My suggestion is to use the block either way. A little challenge for the day. So I'm going to show you wheel. You can go into the bridge pose again if you want. You can take the block between your thighs, hands on either side of the head. Inhale here, exhale, lift it on up. Take 5 breaths. Use the backs of the legs, push the pelvis up, squeeze the block. Looking for an ecstatic feeling of Shakti flying out through your ribs. 1 more breath. Exhale, lay it on down. Woohoo! Really feel that rush of energy through your body. Bring your knees into your chest, roll it around, knees in circle one direction and the other. We have lots of options to finish up here. So one would be just to draw your knees into your chest, to come into a happy baby, holding onto the bottoms of your feet. You can come into a reclining straddle, straightening through your legs and holding the backs of your legs, so it's kind of an extension of happy baby. You can straighten and bend your knees to kind of get an opening through your inner thighs here. You can straighten and bend one knee. If you want, you can take a spinal twist, bringing both knees to one side and then the other. Pick one that you'd like. I'm just going to give you all the options. If you're working on plow and your neck is in really good shape, you can reach up and over into plow, drawing your legs up and over. Interlace your fingers behind your back, walk your shoulders underneath, and lengthen your spine. Pressing the back of your head gently into the floor. If you're working on shoulder stand, you can go for that. Any variations here you want to do is fine.
If you're doing a spinal twist, make sure to go to the other side. If you're in plow, start rolling down onto your back. Again, bringing your knees a little to one side, a little to the other, or maybe in a circle. Take your knees to your chest, roll forward and back a few times. Come to a seated position and come to Baddha Konasana with the bottoms of the feet together, butterfly or mariposa pose. And then just take some circular movements with your lower spine, your middle spine, with your upper spine. Get juicy. Close your eyes and feel your body move. Take an inhale, lift the chest, exhale, forward fold. One more time like that. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open, lift the chest, lift up, open, and feel your neck and throat opening up. Inhale here. Exhale with an ah. One more time. Inhale. Here's your chance to open your throat. And rolling back. Coming into reclining butterfly with the bottoms of the feet together, arms out to the side, or you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and rest here for just a few moments. Feel your body. If it's uncomfortable to be in this position, you can straighten your legs. You can feel the rise and fall of your breath into your belly, into your chest. Feel your body starting to relax more and more into gravity. Feel your mind relax. Allowing to be showered by gratitude. Imagine all the gratitude for this bountiful, wonderful, abundant life, for all the energy you have, all the strength. You're so strong. You're so vulnerable. The gift of the human life. And stay here as long as you want. And when you're ready, you can get up nice and slowly. And move about your day, strong and open and free. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.